Hey everybody, this is Nick Mayhew, three-time gold medalist and three-time world record holder, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
With about 25 meters left.
Romanchuk is in lane 4. Belbrock leading him, but here comes Romanchuk from Ukraine making a move. Bobby Fink's up there in lane 3 making his own move, and the American is passing by everybody. Unbelievable. Fink is going to win gold for the United States in the first ever 800 free in the Olympics. Wow. He just bided his time. It looked like he wasn't going to have it, but Fink was saving something we didn't know he had.
You just heard a quick clip, and that was from the Tokyo Olympics. Bobby Fink, he's a gold medalist. He's with us today, live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. From here and all around the world, I am Stephen Cuoco. Thank you for tuning in, and if you're on the iOS or Android app, I appreciate that very much because you are getting the best of the best. If you're on Alexa, tune in, but even better, why not hop on power985.com? You can go and submit any questions while we are live on the show. Just click that little tick down on the bottom right-hand corner. You can send my team over any live messages, questions, insights, comments, whatever you like. So, big shout out to Marcos Papadatos for setting this up over at Digital Journal. Bobby's been very impressive behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Super happy to have him here today. Once again, Bobby Fink, a Florida Gator and a two-time Olympic gold medalist swimmer. Young cat in the game, doing great things, making big waves in a lot of good ways, not only in the pool, but out of the pool. So, without further ado, I don't know why I like saying that, but I do. Mr. Bobby Fink, good morning, my friend. But then again, good afternoon to you. You're on the East Coast.
Hey, yeah, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome, and thank you for being with us today. I know we did a reschedule, but it worked out in your favor because we were able to get more information out about you, be able to be better prepared in your best interests, to have more people join us today, your fans, hopefully new fans. So what's happening with you since your last interview with Marco, since our last conversation that we had on the phone? What have you been doing in between before leading up to now?
Well, I just finished my collegiate career here at UF, so I had a great time here. I'm still gonna be training down here in Gainesville, over in the swamp. So yeah, just been training for that, and now that's over. Now it's up to World Trials coming up in 4 weeks. So we've just been biding our time and just waiting for trials to happen.
What's next for you? Because are you going somewhere else? Are you going back to Tokyo, or are you going maybe to another country? Like, what's happening for this year when it comes to competition?
Yes. Yeah. So World Trials, it's in North Carolina, Greensboro area. So after World Trials, you have to qualify for the World Championships. And then Worlds this year was going to be in Japan, but Japan canceled it. So Budapest just came in and just said, yo, we'll host it again. And now it's in Hungary again. So it's pretty exciting, and I think that takes place in the end of June, early July time period. So it's going to be some beautiful weather over there, and I'm just looking forward to try and make that team again and visit all these cool places again.
Now, the pandemic is not affecting you right now or getting these games to happen, are they?
It did in the first place. That's why Japan canceled, just because the rise and uptick of COVID. But cases are coming down, and Budapest just was like, we'll host again, and everyone's happy about it. So everyone's just back on their schedule just to get ready for Budapest this year.
And that's a good thing for you, because really we're 2 years, if not 2 years plus past the situation. I believe for the most part, everybody should have a greater understanding of what to do to be safe, how to safeguard, and really be able to allow you guys as champions to get back out there where you belong and what you love to do best.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate everyone's help to allow this to happen. We appreciate Budapest for stepping in and hosting Worlds again. It's been a hard couple of years for everyone, and we're coming over it now, and I think it's a really good thing for not just athletes but also just like the world, because everyone can start getting back to it and doing what they love.
And you've been very consistent with your training, with whatever you've been doing leading up to now. I mean, nothing's deviated from that, has that, Bobby? Or have you taken a little bit more of a relaxed stance lately?
I say this past year, I think I ramped it up a little bit more than usual, just because I was coming off an Olympic high, and I was excited and happy and everything like that. So I went into training pretty quickly. When COVID first hit, I think I was only out of the pool for a month and a half or 2 months or so. But even then, like my friend lives on the bay, the Tampa Bay over by here. So we would just jump off his dock and swim in that water for a little bit. But yeah. It was a little scary back then, but now that I look back at it, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I see that by your Instagram, Bobby, and for those that don't know what his Instagram is, go to Robert_Finke, Finke. Once again, Robert_Finke, Finke. You got a big, huge jug of chocolate milk there.
Oh yeah, I'm a biggest fan of chocolate milk. I love it so much.
No problems being lactose intolerant.
Yeah, no, none here.
Wow.
None here. I'll have like a half gallon, pretty much like every day, maybe more. Yeah, I don't know. I just love it. My dad would get it for us. He'd bring a cooler to the pool with us, and he would like have it in the cooler as like a post-practice like recovery thing, and then I loved it, so I just kept getting it, and it's sold. The brand I get, it's sold at Publix, and I live right by a Publix, so I mean it's perfect. It's right there,
You are lucky. There's no way. Maybe back maybe what, a couple decades ago I could get away with that, but not anymore. Half yeah, wow. I want to say congratulations. You recently obtained sponsorship by TYR. They also sponsor Lily King, Tom Shields, Ryan Lochte. How did that happen for you? Did they approach you? Did you and your team, your coach, approach them?
So both, really, I guess. I already knew who ran Tier, the CEO, and Matt Dearlenzo. I knew him from before, and I've already worn their suits and stuff, so we kind of knew each other already. And then like once NIL was like official, and then after the Olympics happened, we were both talking, and then I got an agent, and then my agent was helping me with the whole process of negotiating with Tier, Speedo, and and other companies. So yeah, just both reaching out and then having my agent help me a bunch. It was a blessing, and I'm glad I get to represent their suits and all their products they get to keep coming out with. So yeah, it's been really exciting.
Another golden honor for you, Bobby, is you won the 2021 Golden Goggle Awards. I'm going to be honest, I never heard of that. What does that mean to win Golden Goggle Awards?
So it's basically a show that USA Swimming puts on.
Mm-hmm.
This year it was in Miami, so it was really nice. I've actually never been to Miami. I've been in Florida my whole life, but I've never been that far south. But yeah, it was a beautiful event. They host it every year in early December, I'd say. And basically it's just it's a award show for athletes that were on the previous year's team. So like this year, the Golden Goggles was for the Olympic teams. Mm-hmm. And they just had like a couple awards to give out for some of the athletes for their performances or what they've been through and stuff like that. So it's a really great thing that USA Swimming does, and it's fun, and I hope I get to go again this year. So yeah.
For those that are tuning in, we've got Bobby Fink. He is an Olympic medalist in the swimming division of the Olympics. I want to give a big shout out and a warm welcome, Bobby, to your parents, Eddie, and your mom's name is it Jean?
Jeannie, yeah.
Jeannie. So your dad was never a swimmer, but is now an assistant coach at St. Petersburg Aquatics.
Yeah.
And your mom was a swimmer, and she swam at Ball State. But however, your mom is now a special needs teacher in Clearwater.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny about my dad. He did all the other sports but swimming, and he only got into swimming when he was with my mom when they started dating. So that's when he got into swimming. He didn't really swim like on a club or anything. It was just like recreational. But yeah, he was always the one that drive us down to practice and everything, because my mom was at school and none of us could drive. So he was always the one at practice. And then eventually he was just sitting there for so long. He was like, hey, why don't I take this up as an opportunity? And he's been around the sport forever just because of my mom. So he knew what he was doing, and yeah, he got the job at our club team. So yeah.
And how has it affected you with your mom now a special needs teacher? That has to inspire you and help you see the world differently, because not everyone has the opportunity to have either a parent or somebody in their family that may be doing something like that, because someone who works in that type of area sees the world, once again, much differently than maybe someone who's in finance or who's in law. So how has your mom's, her being a teacher inspired you and affected your life?
My mom she's honestly like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And she's kind of just like, I'm very lucky to have her as my mom, because she's just amazing, and she's taught me so much about just being kind and just treating people with respect, and just make sure you have a good time, and it's okay to not always be successful, but as long as you gave it your best, and just putting in an honest effort is what she taught me, and I'm just super grateful to have her as my mom. So yeah.
So I see also here the 2022 SEC swimming championships are in 6 weeks. So you will be training for those and the NCAAs, and after that is the World Trials. The 2022 World Championships in Japan are pretty early, but you said that changed. And however, you're still going to keep drinking that half a gallon of chocolate milk a day. But
oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
I
already had my half gallon this morning.
Did you? Is that so? That would be like equivalent to like somebody drinking coffee in the morning.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I love it. It's just so good.
when you're not training, swimming, drinking chocolate milk, what would we find you doing? Like, are you going to the movies with the girlfriend? Are you meditating? Are you traveling, backpacking? What would we find you doing if the cameras weren't on and you weren't, getting your gold medals?
Well, probably just relaxing a lot. I love going to the movies. Our apartment here in Gainesville is right next to them, so it's really convenient for us. Just hanging out with friends and playing video games. Right before this, I was playing Super Smash Bros. With my roommates, and that was a lot of fun. So we do that a lot, and just, it's either hanging out with the guys or even just like working on schoolwork. So yeah, it's a little relaxed, a little stressful at times, but we got a great atmosphere down here, and a lot of guys are, I just get to be with everyone, and they help you in certain ways, and you get to help them in certain ways.
Okay. Well, we're going to do a little bit of a rapid fire. I want to thank Marcos for doing this, because I think this is the first time I've ever seen something like this that he's done, and it's actually brilliant. I believe I'm going to include this on future shows. I usually do What Would You Do when I have the right person, when I feel like to do something like that. So we're going to cue up some music, and all right, this is a question he did not ask, but I'm going to ask you. So rapid fire questions, or what would you do, however you want to put it. So Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Okay. Do you got the new one? Do you have the new 5?
I do not. I actually don't play on the PlayStation much. I'm more of a PC guy, but I do have a PlayStation. Never had an Xbox, though.
I like this one. Curly fries or normal fries?
Curly fries.
Would you have those with mayonnaise or ketchup?
Ketchup.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've heard people eating those with mayonnaise, right?
Yeah.
Tea or coffee?
Probably tea, to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of coffee.
Okay. Would it be mint tea, or what kind of tea?
Probably just some kind of lemon tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rain or snow?
See, being in Florida, I've seen rain my whole life. I've only seen snow a couple times.
Okay.
So I'll probably regret the answer, but I'll say snow for now.
All right. Would you do skiing? Would you do snowboarding? What would you do?
Oh, I think skiing would be a lot of fun, but I'd probably end up breaking myself. I'm pretty clumsy, so might not be the best activity for me, but I definitely still try it. Yeah.
Okay. Here's one that wasn't asked. We're gonna do steak or hot dogs?
Steak.
Okay. Let's see. I do like this one. Money or fame?
Ooh.
And I saw that your answer it says this one's tricky, but I want you to rethink it. Money or fame?
The thing, because what I thought at first was fame typically, at least from what I believe, it can bring you money, but you have to utilize it properly. It really depends on how you use each one, and
either one. No, I was going to say either one. Fame can bring you money, and money can bring you fame. Yeah. So you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just you can't be a snob if you're either one. You gotta help people. So
either way, you answered that correctly. Because it can be a tricky question, but you're right.
Yeah.
You can have best of both worlds. It just depends on what your intent is, and I believe that your intent would be genuine and authentic, and you would do well with having both. And I really hope you do obtain both.
Thank you.
In ways that would just blow your mind and help you accomplish what you want to do and what you want to do for your family. This one you're welcome. I found very interesting. Library or museum? So what would be your answer, and why?
I'll probably go with the museum.
Okay, but why?
I have not been in one before, at least that I can remember.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are
So
you?
I'm 22,
And
and I have not been to. I don't think I've been to a museum yet.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm gonna do. But this is right now. I don't recall any museum experiences. But yeah, I think going to a museum would be incredible.
I am really shocked that when you were in school, usually there's a trip, or at least when I was in school, that they would take you to a museum, something maybe for history class or geology or geography, whatever it may be. But I'm stunned.
Yeah.
But then again, you live in Florida. So you've got better things to go to than thinking of a museum.
I think we've gone to zoos before, back in grade school.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really the only field trip I fully remember. Oh, we did go to this village. It's not a museum, but it basically, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a setting based in, I'd say, 1850s.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the closest to a museum, but it's not a museum at all. But basically it's just like buildings set up in like 1850 style, and it's pretty cool. And there's like a store.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just like a store there, and there's like 1850s like themed clothes and everything, and it's really cool. But that's probably the closest I've been to a museum, I guess.
Okay. Last one, and this one I really appreciate. And I know what your answer is. I want to see if it's still going to be the same. Texting or calling?
I'm going to go with calling. It's just more genuine.
Mm-hmm.
It's also easier to communicate. You know, you can hear their tone. You can sometimes just like hear what they're feeling. And I think it's better. But I mean, in person's the best, but if you can't get either, I guess calling or FaceTiming would be the other way. Or even like, this is really old school, but writing letters is pretty cool. Even it takes a while to get there, but it's still pretty cool.
Do you do like birthday cards, Christmas cards? I can picture you doing it.
You know, I should do Christmas cards. That would be cool. Yeah.
And I'm impressed. So no one can knock you for being a Gen Z, because that is a really, really, your wife, your kids have got so much to look forward to, because your answer was calling. It's much easier and it's more personal.
Yeah, it is so much easier than texting. You know, you can misread a text so easily these days, and you know, calling's it's easier, personal, and you know, I'd rather be talking to someone on the phone than just texting them. It's weird. Texting's just weird.
What happens if you get a text message? What's the first feeling that goes through your mind, your body?
It really depends what the text is. I mean, if it's just like, hey, do you want to get breakfast? I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll get breakfast. But if it's like a personal text, depending on like what the scenario is or anything like that, I'd much rather like be called and told. It's just more personal. But it's really depending on like who's it affecting, I guess, really. What's easier for the other person to do. There's so many factors that go into it. Wow. I just keep thinking of more factors. But yeah, I would so much rather do a phone call than texting. Yeah.
I'm impressed. Super impressed. Well, before we close on out, I want to thank you for being with us today, Mr. Bobby Fink, on Live on Air with Stephen Quilco on Power 98.5. We did discuss that you can go to your Instagram, find out and connect to all things Robert Fink at Robert_FINKE. What are you doing on TikTok? Because I know you got a TikTok.
I'm actually not doing much on TikTok. We do have a couple teammates that are on TikTok. here at school, so it's fun to see what they're doing. But I don't really do much on TikTok. No, I have one, but I don't do much on it.
And you seem to do better, or not better. I would say you're more proactive on Instagram from what I've been noticing.
Yeah, definitely more active on Instagram than all my other social medias. But yeah, if you want to find what I'm doing, Instagram's the place to go.
And it looks really good. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
And then, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Man, I'll give a shout out to my parents. Talked about them earlier, and just super grateful for them to, just to always have my back and support me throughout my whole career and my whole life. So, I'm just super grateful to have them and be able to call them my parents. So yeah.
Well, it's an honor, truly an honor, and I mean that with all of my heart to have you here today. You are a young guy, but so mature. You have so much to look forward to. I really love this photo of you and Ellie with the USA swimming in front of that step and repeat. You look very, very distinguished.
Yeah. Thank you. It means a lot. And I loved being on this show. It was a big honor. So thank you.
You're more than welcome to come back anytime. Is there anything else you would like to drop or give us a sneak peek in what we have to look forward to of all things Bobby Fink?
I guess just watch out for me at World Trials. It's in 4 weeks, over in Greensboro, North Carolina. So I'll be over there, and then, potentially if I make the team, I'll be in Budapest at the end of June. So that'll be pretty exciting. Yeah.
Let's either get you on before or after or both. Come back on the show before or after you get back from Budapest. I mean, obviously, we hope you win another gold out there. And, I'm going to continue to follow what you're doing on Instagram. And I know Marcos is going to continue to follow and keep abreast of what you're doing. We like to work together to support you and everyone else that are doing just great things in this world. So keep up the good work. Definitely, I hope to be the first one that you come and do a live exclusive about your museum experience when you get that.
Yeah, thank you. Just, thanks again for having me on this great show. So just much appreciation towards you. Yeah.
You're welcome. So hold the line. We're going to close out, but I definitely want to have a personal closeout with you. Is there anything else you feel good?
Feel pretty good. I hope everyone has a good day. So yeah.
Thank you everyone for tuning in live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. Do connect with us and stay connected on the Power 98.5 Satellite Radio iOS or Android app. Alexa, you can do a shout out, a connection, power985.com. Click the little tick on the bottom right-hand corner. And we'll be back soon with more special guests, great testimonies, and good reviews. We've got some reviews coming up as well. I know Grammys are coming up. Billboard Awards are coming up. A lot of great things coming up. Enjoy your weekend.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.